What's up, Roxstars? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blog, so let's get to it. Alright, you guys, so let's talk about the Kardashian updates and all of the stories that relate to them. So last week, I talked at length, maybe a good 20 minutes, about all the shit that went down between Blac Chyna and Rob Kardashian and the rest of the Kardashians and Amber Rose and Wiz Khalifa. It was quite an eventful week last week. I told you guys that I felt like more was to come, but I don't think I expected this, although I do believe that there were some things that was brewing, when I recorded my top of the blogs last week. First of all, Kanye West, like he always does, after he calms down and gets the other Gemini twin that he has, the one that has sense, he started to back off of the things that he said. He had already started to delete tweets that he had said once he had realized that he was in the wrong. He did tweet that he would no longer involve children in his rants, which he definitely shouldn't. I mean, he is now a father. That means that your children are susceptible, at least, to the same public scrutiny that you put on Amber Rose and Wiz Khalifa's child. I'm sure he wouldn't want anybody to say those things about his kids. Like I said, once he calmed down, he realized that he was very wrong in that. So he did put that tweet out. Then the next thing was that he was going to change the name of his album once again. So the shit went from Swish to Waves. And now he put up a poll that said, what do you think I should name the album? Should it be Swish? Should it be Waves? Or should it be God Please Help Me? I think that was the name of it. Okay, so yeah, Kanye was going through some changes. I saw the shit happening. I realized that, maybe he regretted some of the things that he said and did. We also saw that Blac Chyna got in trouble at an airport. Evidently, she was drunk. Public intoxication in some airport in Texas. She was arrested. Now they're saying that she had ecstasy pills in her luggage, and she is going to fight the charge, saying that she didn't pack her bags, that she doesn't even pop pills. She has no idea how that ended up in her bag. She said one of her personal assistants. I was just like, Blac Chyna got a damn personal assistant tell y'all I'm doing shit wrong, y'all. The fuck? But you guys, actually, I like Blac Chyna. Something about her I just like. And I like the fact that her and Rob Kardashian, even though I still don't believe that they are truly a couple, I like the fact that those two have hooked up for whatever reason. Even if it's just so that she can help him as a friend. Kind of get him out of this rut that he was stuck in, this depression. In the meantime, help him whatever weight loss issues and challenges that he has. Just her being there, I feel like it's a good match. Even though it might be quite sensational or just for attention or, whatever, I still feel like the side benefit might be good for Rob Kardashian. So I'm still here for whatever Blac Chyna and Rob Kardashian has going on. So that happened. And then one night I went to bed and the Kardashians and Amber Rose was still not friends as far as I was concerned. And then the next morning I woke up and there's a picture of Kim Kardashian and Amber Rose together. I immediately thought that it was a Photoshop picture because Amber Rose many times uses the same type of pose, and so does Kim Kardashian, and it actually looked like they had put these two pictures together. However, once I got on Instagram, because everybody was sending me the picture, once I got on Instagram, I saw that both Amber Rose and Kim Kardashian had posted the picture, and I was like, oh, okay, there must be some truth to this picture. Now, I mean, it could have still been Photoshopped, okay, but at least we knew that the two of them had to have met up at some point to even agree to put this picture up on their Instagram. So I was like, oh. Of course, everybody was just like, oh my God, what's going on? Oh my God, they're taking pictures together. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I guess the official story now is Kim Kardashian felt pretty bad about the recent turn of events. The fact that her husband did, speak out against Amber Rose, and maybe it could have been because he spoke out about the child. Kim Kardashian is now a mother. She has 2 children. I would like to think that she has some sympathy, at least knowing that nobody wants anybody to talk about their child. So for whatever reason, she reached out to Amber Rose, told her to come by her mother's house so they could sit and talk privately. And evidently that's what they did. Kim was able to apologize. Amber and Kim was able to come to some sort of terms with their relationship, the very turbulent surroundings of their relationship relationship, how Kim, all the shit that's happened with Kim and Kanye and Amber, it's time to maybe put that shit aside. We grown now, we got kids, we got responsibilities, we have a lot of people that have their eyes on us. So the responsible part of me thinks that maybe this is what happened. This is the story, at least, that they put out. Once Amber Rose left that meeting with Kim Kardashian, she went on to meet Blac Chyna at a strip club in Los Angeles. I think that Blac Chyna was promoting. That's the reason why Amber Rose had on the same outfit in the picture with Kim that she had on in the picture with Chyna. They weren't all together, evidently. After that happened, all of a sudden, all was well in Hollywood, you guys. We had the Kardashians following Amber, Amber following the Kardashians, Blac Chyna following Kim Kardashian. I mean, it was just like all of a sudden, it was a fucking love fest, okay? So, one of two things happened. Like I said, either everybody realized that it was time to grow up, or they was trolling the fuck out of all of us. We cannot forget that Wiz Khalifa has an album coming out tomorrow. Kanye West has an album coming out next week. Chloe has a new talk show, Cocktails with Chloe. Kylie has a new radio show on her app that she has to promote. As a matter of fact, the Kardashians find a fucking way to promote anything, negative or positive, okay? They gonna make their money off of whatever the situation is, okay? Them some fucking making lemonade out of lemons motherfuckers, okay? So there's a lot that's going on behind the scenes with the Kardashians and Amber Rose and Wiz Khalifa and, the Wests, and they rely on, social media and the hype of everything that goes on to make their money. They benefit out of it, even if it is negative. So the responsible adult in me wants to believe that it was the first reason. However, the one that's been doing Top of the Blogs now for 164 episodes, yeah, I would think that maybe they was doing the latter. So far, at least this week, everybody is friends again. But we definitely gonna keep a lookout for who pisses who off, in the year of 2016. But shit, that shit did start off with a bang, didn't it? Y'all know ain't shit happened this week when the second damn story is about Michelle and Toya. Okay. But, Toya, she has a book called How to Lose a Husband. She was promoting it on the internet the other day. It ended up on the Shade Room once they posted that it was coming out soon. Michelle took the time to comment negatively about Toya Riot and Memphis and, all the drama, all the shit that goes on between the two of them. I can't even sit here and recap what goes on between Toya and Michelle. I cannot stand it. I'm tired of it. It's a tired story. I felt like Michelle was validated and vindicated in her court case against Memphis Riot. I felt like we all agreed that, okay, yeah, she wasn't lying. The shit that she said happened, and we was moving on. But that's clearly not the case. There's a few things that I wish would happen in this situation. First thing that I wish would happen is I wish that Toya would go on and apologize to Michelle. She's done some sort of semblance of apologizing, but she hasn't come out and said, I was wrong, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said what I said. I don't know if I expect her to do that because, like I said, she was married to this man and she was trying to be supportive of him, but maybe if she would come out and say she apologizes, maybe Michelle could move on. The second thing that I wish would happen is I wish Michelle would fucking move on. I know you guys gonna get down in my comments and say, you know what, you can't tell somebody when to heal, or you can't make somebody hurry up and get over something, or whatever fucking psychobabble bullshit that you guys insist on putting on me and telling me that I'm insensitive and that I don't care about people's feelings. That's not the truth. But my feeling is always, you take whatever time that you need to get over something, but you do that shit in private. Grieve or get the fuck over it over there. You put forth the appearance of you being strong and together when you out in the public because people want to see you fall. People want to see you fail. People want to see you always miserable. People want to see that you have a problem getting over something. You continue to lash out in public, Michelle. This situation with Memphis. The peanut gallery, which is the fans and the stands, will all chime in and flame the issue and make shit even harder to get over. So it just lengthens your healing process. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't try to heal. I'm just saying that you should do it in the privacy of your own home, or even if it's just inside of yourself. Y'all, I'm out of breath. I had a big ass coffee, so y'all know how that goes. But I just wish that K. Michelle would make the effort to get over it, because she says that she is, and she'll put out all this whole big speech about what she's doing in her life and moving on, and then she'll just take a whole bunch of steps backwards, and she'll be back right at the negative, bitter place that she once was. Third, I wish that Toya would figure out whether or not she's going to be with Memphis or not. You get pictures and videos and, posts of her and him, all loving together and all of that. Then you get TV shows of them breaking up. You get books of her talking about them breaking up. It's just like, what is it? Are you with him or are you not? I'm not saying that she should leave her husband. If that she wants to be with him, she should be with him. If she loves him, then she should love him. But I'm just saying, all this back and forth makes us feel like, girl, what are you doing with this relationship? Are you just trying to capitalize on something that happened, and you really are still kind of with him? But so I know that love is very complicated, and there's no cut lines, and should be real gray and all of that. But Toya also brings it on herself, because we turn around and then it's looking like they might be getting back together, then some other shit happens and then they not, and it's back and forth and all of that. I guess what I'm saying is I'm tired of her relationship with Memphis even being in the public eye. That's another relationship that needs to be taken off the social media, and for them to deal with it whichever way that they're gonna be. I know they're public figures though, so that's hard. I'm just tired of all of it. The shit that K. Michelle was saying, people was getting a kick out of it, calling her Toyota. I thought the shit was lame. I thought it was like, I've seen K. Michelle do better roasting than she did with Toya, but everybody got a kick out of it. So I guess it was what it does. But what I have decided to do with K. Michelle is I'm going to decide to love her from a distance. I don't follow her anymore on social media. I don't even watch her show. I do enjoy her music though, so I'm just going to listen to the music and not deal with the social part of K. Michelle, because I love the idea of K. Michelle and what she's been through and what she's been able to achieve, but I just don't like that she does her own self a disservice with all this other shit that happens with her and Toya and everybody else that she gets into it with. So that's it on that. You guys wanted to know about the little beef. Evidently y'all got a good kick out of it though. Child, I am so fucking out of breath. I don't know what's going on here. Let me just relax a little bit. The People vs. OJ. Did you guys watch it? The first episode of 10 in this mini-series on FX Network came on Tuesday, and I enjoyed it so far anyway. It was a case of the century, for those of us I was in my 20s, my early 20s when this was going on, and I had just moved out with my girlfriend Debbie, and we had our own apartment, and I can just remember when this case was going on, and when I would watch it daily on regular TV like it was a fucking soap opera. I can remember when OJ and Al was in the Bronco, and there was this slow speed chase throughout all of Los Angeles. They even passed by our apartment a few times, and every time they would, because we were watching it on TV, so we could track where they were going, we would know. Okay, so I used to live right off of Arbor Vitae in La Cienega, for those of you guys who are in LA. And there used to be a whole bunch of they had just built these apartments. I don't even think they're there anymore. I think they tore it down. The airport did. But when we knew that the truck was going to be crossing at the 405, everybody ran outside and went over to the overpass, and looked over and saw when the Bronco came by and was waving up at the fucking helicopter. Okay, we just wanted to be on damn TV. It was just like, it was a fucking spectacle. They drove all over the Los Angeles area, just everywhere. And then finally when they parked, he sat there for a long time, and honey, we just knew that OJ Simpson was gonna blow his fucking brains out. That ain't shit to laugh about, but at the time we was just really excited, like, oh my god, there's gonna be a suicide right on TV. And that puts you in the mind frame of where we all were with this case back in the early 90s, whenever it happened. I don't even remember. It took a long time for them to make this mini series about it. I don't know if I ever thought that it would come, but I'm not surprised that it's here now, and I'm interested. I'm here for the mini series. I mean, yes, it is a tragedy of all the families that are affected from this case, and evidently a lot of people was affected from this case. I mean, we can think of the prosecution team and them saying that Marsha had her issues, Christopher Darden had this big nervous breakdown, how Johnny Cochran, he flourished after this, but the Kardashians fell out with the Simpsons. These were family friends. Al and OJ's relationship with his kids, Mark Furman, and how that shit fell apart. We can't forget about the Goldman family, who was, you could just remember seeing them on the news all the time, and the father was just so hurt and so upset. And I mean, you could just remember all of the shit that's going on. So it's going to be interesting to see them put this all in the miniseries and for us to actually see the background. Yes, it still may be sensationalized and some stories might not be all that accurate, but it's still kind of interesting to me to just see it all happen all over again. Like I said, it was the case of the century. Speaking of the families, I know that they don't need this publicity all over again. I saw a picture, actually my girlfriend Debbie sent me a picture of Sydney Simpson, or Sydney Brown, I guess she didn't keep the Simpson name, who was only, I think, 8 years old when this is going on. Now she's a grown woman. She's, heavy set, and, you can just kind of look and see that it looks like the entire family went through quite a bit when they lost their dad, they lost their mom. We had heard stories about Jason and what's the first, I can't think of his sister. Was it something like Arnett or something like that? I used to go to school with Jason in middle school. We went to Paul Revere Junior High, and even Jason was like his damn daddy. He didn't like black girls either. He was strictly with the white woman, even back in junior high. But they had their drama. I'm sure they don't need this focus on their lives right now. The Goldman family are saying that they're upset that the victims aren't being portrayed more positively or whatever. Not to sound insensitive, but OJ Simpson was this huge celebrity, and he was accused of killing 2 people. The unfortunate part about it is that those 2 people were not really celebrities. Okay, in the grand scheme of things, when you think about the public, people want to know about the celebrity, not necessarily the victims. We can't forget about the victims. They've lost their lives in such terrible ways. Saying that Nicole Simpson's head was almost chopped off. They said it was so much blood. I mean, just all of it. You guys will be able to see it. I can just remember all of the shit that was connected with this case, though. So I do feel sorry for the families that are, I don't know why I can't get my breath together, y'all. I'm trying to get it together. But I do feel sorry for the families. Okay, that is unfortunate that they have to go through this again some 20 or something years later. But so far I think it's going to be good. I was very pleased with all of the casting, with the exception of Cuba Gooding Jr. I'm hoping that he will wow us and knock our socks off and make his acting so spectacular that we won't even that eventually that will connect him with OJ, like that's one of his best roles, because he doesn't look anything like OJ Simpson. I used to see OJ Simpson quite a bit when he would come to the school for his kids, and he is a very tall man, okay, but the thing that I think everybody will remember about OJ Simpson is his head was huge. He was big and he had this huge ass head, and then they get somebody who is the exact opposite. Cuba Gooding Jr. is a small man, and he almost looks like his head is shrunken. His head ain't even right, so like he's the only one out of everybody else that they put on the that they cast. I felt like everybody else was pretty much spot on, with the exception of John Travolta as the lawyer. I can't even think of his name right now, but John Travolta, that man was small, and John Travolta is a very big man. John Travolta almost has the stature of OJ Simpson, but we couldn't have John Travolta playing OJ. But shit, let Hollywood tell it, they might have tried to do that shit, y'all. Everybody else I thought was on point with the casting. I was so tired of hearing about Kris Kardashian and Kimmy and Khloe and Kourtney. If they would have said them fucking names one more goddamn time, I was like, we got it. The Kardashians was part of this of history as far as this case is concerned. They're making more of it now because, obviously the Kardashians are very popular right now. So, but what did you guys think of the first episode? Are you guys watching it? It's coming on Tuesday nights on the FX channel, and it is going to be 10 episodes. So a lot of information is about to be released in this, and I'm just hoping that it stays accurate and it just don't get to be too foolish and all of that. But so far it's been good, don't you think? Right. Get it together, you guys. Rihanna's album sales. Alright, you guys, so it was a much anticipated album, Anti. It was scheduled to come out last week. And then all of a sudden I saw on Instagram that it looked like Tidal had accidentally leaked her album for free. Now there's no official word yet still as of right now when I'm recording this video of what her album sales were. Tidal will tell you that there were 1.47 million downloads of the album, but we have to remember a couple of things. First of all, Samsung had bought 1 million copies, or 1 million downloads I should say, to give to their customers. And so although she had 1 million downloads already bought, she's made her money obviously off the back end from Samsung. However, Billboard is not going to consider those albums counted as of whether or not she's at platinum status. And that's not the first time that the Billboard has done this. Okay, we can remember when Jay-Z did the same thing, and even Billboard back then was like, no you don't, motherfucker. It's nothing new with that. She is going to get credit from RIAA. Okay, they're saying that they will consider that as 1 million albums sold. Now, speaking of Billboard, Billboard said that her album debuted at number 27. As far as the Billboard counts was concerned, this was on Wednesday night when the album, was officially released. Billboard is saying that under 1,000 copies were sold. And then the unofficial, more direct number was 460 copies now. For an artist like Rihanna, that is a terrible number. Even on the first day, even if it's just the first couple of hours of this album being sold, you have to remember that this is global, this is worldwide. Everybody has access to her album. 460 people supposedly only bought that. Yeah, that doesn't really look good when you think about Rihanna and, the stature of her celebrity as an, artist. 460 copies is terrible, but you have to also remember that, if she debuted at 27, there's no way that the official count can be 460 albums. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. Like I said, this is worldwide, so this is all of the artists in the world. For her to hit 27, she would have to have sold way more than that to even make it on the Billboard 100 list. So I think we all realize that that's a computer count or a computer error that's not really accurate. And then, again, it was just the first few hours, because Wednesday evidently is the day that there's a cutoff for the Billboard to count your sales for that week. And that might be the reason why they were trying to release her album on Thursday and not necessarily on Wednesday. But shit got all haywire, and her album was supposedly accidentally leaked. Once it was supposedly accidentally leaked, then she had to go on and release the album earlier than she wanted to, even if it was a few hours. So it was a totally botched release. Tidal tried to pass the buck and say that it was a Universal Music Group error. Universal Music Group was like, oh, the fuck no, you don't. Okay, if it was our problem, if it was our error, we would definitely admit to it. But no, that's not our problem. Finally, Tidal came out. A spokesperson for Tidal came out and said, you know what, they rely on a bunch of systems, and one of the systems failed, and that's why the album was leaked, as opposed to just the song wag 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 wag. You guys, that song, I'm telling you, you'll like it at first, but then after you listen to it, it's sort of just like, it's the same as Beyonce's song. But I did not do that in the air. But I said I didn't put it in the air. clap, 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 but you don't care. That song gets on my fucking nerves, and work has almost worked its way up to that same level. But it was a mess, and talk about shooting your own fucking self in the foot. Tidal, where, you know, Rihanna is part owner in this company, they're the ones who accidentally leaked her album and fucked up her first week sales, even though it was just first, you know, couple of hours. I mean, still, they messed up her release. I have Apple Music, so I wasn't planning on buying the album anyway, honey. That Apple Music is the best fucking thing that ever happened in life. Remember how I was so against streaming music? Honey, not no more. I knew that eventually it'll make it to Apple Music, but even before it makes it to Apple Music, I don't know if it's there yet or not. You know, people sent me links to download the album for free, even though people might have had the inclination to purchase the album originally. I mean, well, if they already have the damn thing for free, you know, are they really going to go out and buy the album as well? I mean, some people will still want to support, but a lot of people won't. They fucked up her release. I would be so pissed. Now, definitely the second week, which is really technically her first week of album sales, but they're going to count it as a second week because it was released on the last day of the first week. You guys understand what I'm saying? I'm sure it will pick up. Okay, and I think they said they're expecting her to sell at least 140,000 copies, and it's probably going to put her at number one, but it's going to be officially her second week and not her first week at the top of the chart. She'll recover. She's going to be fine. She's going to be fine. But Tidal need to fucking get it together. I mean, you know, this whole streaming service already hasn't had the best reputation. People talk about Tidal and all the shit that happens there, and then for them to have, I mean, almost one of their biggest artists shit get all fucked up like this, you know, I don't know, y'all. But, you know, we'll see what her album sales are next week. If you guys even care, maybe I'll add it to the quickies to let you guys know exactly what she sold. But, yeah, what did you guys think about the album? I still haven't even listened to the album. I just haven't felt like it. I've heard things ranging from it's really great, you know, critically acclaimed, all the way to it's some bullshit and not at her level. I think that's why I haven't listened, because I've loved all of Rihanna's albums up till now, and I just don't want to be disappointed. But if you've heard the album, y'all let me know what you thought about it. Is it a thumbs up? Is it a thumbs down? Or is it kind of one of them? Alright, you guys, so I'm not a lawyer, and you guys know this, so, you know, all of my lawyers and legal pundits out there, I need you guys to kind of help me out with this one. But people have been asking me to talk about Bill Cosby. I don't want to seem biased and one-sided against Mr. Bill to Peel, so I'm going to let you guys know about this current story that's going about. So people have been saying that Bill Cosby was found innocent and that the media was not making this story known to the general public. I mean, they definitely smeared his name, okay, and besmirchified. Shout out to Don King, his image, and tarnished his legacy and all of that. However, they are now not reporting that he was found innocent in a Pennsylvania court. Let's back up a little bit, you guys, because that's not necessarily accurate. So there was a criminal case that was filed in Pennsylvania. One of the ladies that was accusing him of assaulting her name was Renita Hill. She said that she was defamed. It was a defamation case, okay? And she was pressing those charges against Bill Cosby. The judge that's presiding over the case dismissed that case and said that there was no proof that Bill Cosby had defamed her name. So people were mistaken the fact that they dismissed that case against Bill Cosby as him being found innocent. And he was not found not guilty. Now there's a couple of other things that's going on with this case. His lawyer, she filed a motion to say that the entire case should be dismissed because back in 2004, the DA back then promised Bill Cosby that they would not press charges against him when this case was originally filed. They wanted Bill Cosby to come and sit for a deposition. Okay, so the agreement was, if you sit for this deposition, then we will not press charges. And it was a written agreement, and Bill Cosby did that, and so that was what was in place by the DA at the time. Well, fast forward 12 years later, it's a new DA there. Now they're arguing that the new DA should not have to go by the agreement of an old DA. This new DA wants to prosecute, and the judge was going to, it was before the judge to dismiss the case or not. And just yesterday, the judge decided that no, the case can still go forward. So the agreement is now null and void of what the DA had proposed and agreed to back in 2004. So is not thrown out. He's not necessarily found innocent. The case is still going to go forward. That's the 411 on Bill Cosby and who dropped kicked who. You guys know how I feel about the case. I mean, I didn't feel like Bill Cosby needs to go to jail for it because, I mean, it's a statute of limitations. It's so long ago. The man is old and all of that. I still feel that he's guilty, but I don't know how they'll be able to prove any of that. I just still have my reasons. Y'all don't be sitting down here and be like, prove to me how you think something. Look, fuck, I ain't got time to be sitting up here proving to y'all why I feel the way I feel about something. This is the fuck the way I feel. You feel the way you feel. And I'm not upset that you feel that way, so don't be trying to get me to, you know, put this whole long dissertation about why the fuck I feel like the man is guilty or not. I hope that I was able to clarify for you guys what's going on with Bill Cosby. He still has some legal issues to face. I don't think that he's going to be found guilty even when they do try him. You know, Los Angeles did drop the case because they're just like I just told you guys, there's really no way to prove it, and, you know, statute of limitations and all of that. So I kind of feel like he's already been tried. Public court of opinion. You know, not too many people are big fans of Mr. Bill Cosby. So hopefully I made the shit clearer for you guys. Lastly, you guys, Milan Christopher and Moniece Slaughter. Evidently, they're supposed to be a couple now. Yes, you guys, on Instagram, she made him her man crush Monday, her man crush every day, and said that, you know, she is now smitten with Mr. Milan Christopher. Milan Christopher put up a Instagram post that simply said, "Let me grow. I was gay, but now I'm not. I think I'm willing to say that I'm bisexual, that I found something in Moniece. Maybe this tattoo of the M and the M means something after all. Maybe it's now Milan and Moniece." Look, y'all, I cannot fucking with these two. These two probably was some of the least favorites of mine on the show. So the two of them ending up together is just fucking ridiculous to me. I guess Moniece is going to run through all of the Love and Hip Hop cast. Okay, we had Fizz, and then we had Rich, and now we got Milan. I suppose next it'll be Scrappy. We'll bring in, you know, Soulja Boy, and then we'll wrap all that shit up with, you know, add her to the baby mama drama of Peter Guns, Amina, and Tara. Okay, I can see it all now. Okay, add her with her crazy fucking ass to the mix of all of that shit that's going on. Look, yeah, this is ridiculous. I would kind of believe that maybe Milan was bisexual if he wasn't so adamant and so upset about what Miles was going through. All of a sudden now he wants to get up into some skins? I'm sorry, I don't believe it. Okay, maybe he's just going through something. Maybe you just good friends. Or maybe he did find love with Moniece. I mean, y'all know me. I want every motherfucker to be in love. Our folks deserve to be happy with whoever they're gonna be happy with. Okay, but it just has stunt written all over it. And I don't believe it. But maybe they're both trying to figure out a way to stay on the show. Definitely it'll be some fool of fucking niggatry to watch on their damn show next season if we get a Milan and a Moniece together, child. I can just imagine what would happen there. But yeah, you guys, the picture of Milan that she posted, you know, he's naked and it's pulled all the way down to, I mean, really right above his damn ding-ding. The shit was all like, I was looking at the picture, I was like, that looked like that's gonna itch real soon. Like, all of a sudden it had like little stubbles and shit. I was like, that should be smooth, right? Let me know what you think about this new relationship. Should we believe it or not? Alright, you guys, so that's it. It's so beautiful today. I'm about to go get my sushi. We do this every single week. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.